Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Michael Shear, your second favorite Turo host, and today I have another banger for you. It's gonna be how do you purchase your first Turo vehicle for Turo fleet, or just how do I get more bang for my buck? So what we're gonna do is exploring the three key elements that will guide you to wise car buying decisions for your Turo fleet. Those three are market research, daily trip rental values, and then the most important of them all, the purchase price. So for the first key element is going to be market research. And what do you mean by market research? Well, to be successful in Turo, you have to know what cars are actually being rented in your area. Because let's be for real, some cars in Chicago is not going to be the same cars that are going to be rented in Montana or Miami or the mountains of Nashville. Like, it just got to make sense to your market. The second thing is knowing and coming into Turo with an expectation of, am I going to be doing luxury or am I going to do economical? So these are two pieces of the market research that we actually got to go into well before we even start looking for cars. What type of car am I going to get, and what car actually rents? All right, now that we have figured out which car or which set of cars that we're going to be doing, we got to actually get onto the Turo app and check out the actual daily rental value for that vehicle. So all you got to do as a guest on Turo, go through, filter out a couple of the different options that you have found. So whichever brands it may be, Mercedes or Chevy or Honda, whatever it is, go through, filter those out, and see what is going on in your market for that brand of vehicle, and see what is actually being rented for. Does it make sense? Because it's going to have to make sense here soon. But get out a pen and paper or get out a Google Doc and start writing down those different vehicle brands and the models. What are they renting out for on average? You know, sometimes you'll see some are rented out 70 times, 30 times, 20 times. But the key is at least 10 plus trips for that specific vehicle for it to even really gauge well and have a good average for you. So if you see a car that's rented out twice and it's going for $90, but every other vehicle of the same caliber is on there renting 20, 30, 40, 50 times for $45, well, you know that 90s is not plausible. So you have to assume, hey, we're actually, for this type of vehicle, we're in the $40 to $45 range. Now, for the holy grail of them all, it really doesn't even matter about the rest if you can't purchase the car at the right value. So we'll start with the used cars. I would tend to say that you're going to want to look for off-market vehicles if you're in the used car section. So this will be either Facebook Marketplace, for sale signs in your area, different auctions. Now this is assuming that you have somebody or yourself that has the ability to get into an auction to be able to purchase such a car. Obviously then you need to have mechanics and things in place where they can take a look at the car and make sure that it actually runs well. So you got to be very careful when going in the used car route. But it is cheaper. It's definitely the cheapest, if not the riskless way. You're only paying $5,000 to $10,000 for a vehicle to put it on the fleet, but you got to make sure that it actually runs very well. And for the new car route, that's the route that I decided to take because, one, I don't have any money to put down, but I have an incredible good credit score. So for those that have a good credit score, have a good credit history, you can go this route with a new car and go to a dealership. You want to go to a dealership, and I typically go for a used car at a dealership, and here's the trick I use. I look for the lender vehicles. So the lender vehicles are the ones that still have been used, have a little bit of miles on it, but typically are going out for clients that are getting a tire change, oil change, something of that nature. And really they've not been driven hard. There's not a whole lot of miles on them based on the year that they're. So I typically go for something that's about 2 years old. They've been on the, sitting in a garage or whatever it may be on the dealership lot, and now they're able to be actually sold. A lot of people don't know that these lender vehicles, they're not able to be sold until after, I think it's like 20,000 miles, which that closes all the depreciation that you would lose on a new vehicle. But the greatest part of it is that the interest rate, assuming you may go through it, the institution of that vehicle choice, BMW, Mercedes, whatever, they will still give you a new car rate. It is amazing. The interest rates are incredibly low just because of the fact that they're giving it to you at the rate of what it would be for a brand new car. Also, they have chips, they have dings, they have whatever it may be in the windshield or on the exterior of the vehicle, and this gives you the opportunity to come in and negotiate. Hey, maybe you take the price that they offer, but you say, hey, I'll do that if you put brand new tires on. Like you see the tires are worn down. Hey, I'll take this car right now if you give me new tires. That's right there. That's $1,000, almost $2,000 that you didn't have to pay out of pocket, and you got something that's going to last for the next 30, 40,000 miles plus, right? So that's something to look for brand new cars. I tend to not buy brand new cars, but when financing, that's the way you got to go. You got to look for the way to find a great deal. Now, we've done it. We've done our market research. We've looked at the daily trip rate, and then we've bought a car. This is how you get your first car on your Turo fleet. And this is how you get the best car on your Turo fleet. Everybody's always asking me, Michael, what should I do? What car should I buy first? And every time I answer, I don't know. It depends on where you're at, how much is being rented for in your city, and then what are you buying the car for? Everything else, it just doesn't matter. You really come to find out, you probably don't want to buy a Corvette, although Corvettes make a lot of money. Do you want to buy a Corvette for the snow hills of Montana? Absolutely not. So it just doesn't make sense, but make it make sense for you, what you want to do, how you want to have your car on your fleet and in your market. Now that we have all those, guys, there's only one thing left to do. And that is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I will catch you guys next time.